Hey guys, James here again. Now, really good to be back. It's been a while, and we're bringing you something quite interesting. Now, this is the new FX Impact M3. Now, this is the latest version of the M3 that came out earlier on in the year and supersedes the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. Now, on the face of it, this gun, a lot of people are saying it's just the same gun over and over and over. However, there's a lot of different things with this. The spec is completely different. It may look like an Impact, but compared to previous versions, it's very, very different. So let's move in, have a look at the spec, and see what sets this gun above the others. So, first things first, this is a sub 12 foot-pound version of the 177 rifle. So if you want to go to your shop, you don't have a license, you just want to buy an air rifle for plinking around in your garden or on your local permission, this is what you'll be getting. Now, as such, I'm going to start with the reasons why this is a little bit different compared to the FAC versions that you may have seen in other videos. Now, being sub 12 foot-pound, the power plenum isn't the larger capacity power plenum that you'll see on the FAC guns. Mostly, we just don't need it. We'll also notice that this, at the front, we're all locked down here, so we can't adjust this without the use of tools. And then also, the micro adjuster on the side, we can't change that as easy. You'll see on a lot of the, what I would call worldwide versions, that they are super simple to adjust, and you can just adjust it by finger. Now, because of our laws and how they're written, we cannot legally be allowed to tune this gun in any way that may easily put it over sub 12 foot-pound. It's just not worth it. So that's the big differences for us sub 12 guys. Everything else is pretty much the same. So let's move into the rest of the spec and see what makes this rifle stand out from the Mark II. So out of the box, what you get? So you get the rifle. You get this moderator on the end here, so it's slightly different to the previous moderator. And if you're buying the 177 version, you get this whopping 38 round magazine. It's very nice, very easy. You would have seen it in previous versions like the Mark II. Very simple to load. And so far for me, it's indexed really nicely. Now, moving forward, as I say, we've changed the gauges. That was a popular kind of issue or complaint, let's say, of Impact users. So the gun is now fitted with wicked gauges. And the keen-eyed of you will notice, when I turn the gun over, we have 3 gauges, but we'll go into that in a little bit later on in the video. Now, moving forward, the cocking lever on this, you'll be pleased to know, is ambidextrous. It's very easy to change. 2 little pins, pop them out with a grub screw, flip it over. It's about a 5-minute video. I'll probably put it up as a separate video rather than including it on here. However, it's easy to use. Even with the 38 round magazine, it's very easy to shoulder from your left side. And something I quite like, the throw on the lever is a lot shorter. So that's cocked now forward. Now you can do that without really moving your grip or changing the way you're holding the gun, making fast follow-up shots very easy. Now, moving forward, you still have the 500mm barrel that is shrouded, and it also comes with this moderator, which makes it incredibly quiet, as we should demonstrate, seeing as we cocked it. Now, I would say that is about the same noise or volume level as my Hug-It shroud, which was obviously an aftermarket upgrade on my previous Mark 1, which is behind me. So this inclusion is very nice. Obviously, having the 500mm barrel also gives very good accuracy as well. That's not changed. If you already have barrels, liners, bits and pieces like that, you can interchange them between Mark 1, Mark 2 and now the M3. So if you've already got your 2.5 barrel, or you've got your 177 slug A or B or whatever, you can put them in here. It's completely interchangeable. Now, on the subject of the barrel, you do get a superior barrel within this gun. However, and this is an important one with current trends, as far as I'm aware, this is designed at the moment, sub 12, for pellet only. Okay, so just bear that in mind if you're planning on experimenting with slugs. The barrel, as far as I'm aware, is not suitable for slugs at this point. Now, although the barrel is interchangeable, the new bottle isn't. Now, there's a slight change with the way that the valve connects into the gun, meaning that this cannot be used on an older incarnation or, the likes. If you've got older bottles, they won't fit on here. However, as far as I know, there is an adapter, so if you do have older bottles and you wish to run them on your M3, they can be adapted. Worth having a look and having a chat with your local dealer just to confirm. However, this bottle here gives an insane amount of shots per fill. Now, in the entire time that I've been filming and reviewing with this rifle, there's been a lot of testing been involved. I've still not filled it up, and I mean, we're chewing through tins at quite a rate. So that's good to see, and that is aided by the next bit, and this is the big bit that I want to go into in a little bit of detail. Now, this is where things sort of get a little bit different from the previous versions of the Impact. This gun, like the Maverick, which was the first to try it, that you may have seen us review recently, has two regulators. So we have a regulator that brings it down from the bottle to a much more workable pressure, and then the regulator that then regulates the amount of air going through the plenum into the gun to give you a consistent shot. Now, what this basically does is means that your front regulator does a lot of the hard work, so that the rear regulator can then do very precise work. This aids in consistency, and obviously consistency leads to accuracy. In my testing, this has been quite incredible. I am surprised with how accurate this rifle is out of the box. Now, I didn't clean the barrel out. We've not weighed or sorted pellets. It's something I've never done before. And the results it's giving, the groupings it's giving, are just phenomenal. We'll put some pictures up here of targets, and you can see exactly what it's been capable of, but we'll go into that again in a little bit more detail later on. Now, the rail, interestingly, now has 20 MOA built into it. Obviously, a lot of these guns being used in the States, on the continent, Europe, or the FAC guys, are now pushing out to ranges that previously were never ever believed that we could take an air gun to. So having 20 MOA already built into the rail means there's less kind of reliance on your clicks or using adjustable mounts such as these Eagle Vision mounts. You already have a bit of a head start with the rail. Now, other than that, externally it is very similar to previous versions. You still get the adjustable butt piece, which is nice and easy to adjust. They've changed the clasp compared to my Mark 1, so it's easier to grip if you've got gloves on, and obviously then very easy to set up to fit you as an individual, because obviously everybody is fit and finish is a little bit different. Included also as well is this ergo grip. They are okay, they do the job. If it was me personally, it's just one of the few things on the gun that I would upgrade. Maybe something similar to the one that I have on my version 1 Impact. I've currently got a nice wood form AR-15 grip, very comfortable, or maybe something just with a bit more filling. This to me just feels a little bit light, and as I've noticed when I've been walking around, the rib sections here can kind of wear away on the fingers. Now again, it's a very personal thing, that might just be me being a bit of a fairy, however, it's something to note. And to be completely fair, it's the only thing that I would probably change with the gun. So anyway, we'll have a bit of fun, put it out on the range, get some targets out, and we'll show you exactly what this rifle is capable of. Again, so that's 50 yards, literally, pellet hitting pellet, 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 pellet. It's like a laser. Yeah, quite impressed. Now, one thing I do just want to mention before we move on to my final thoughts and conclusions that may catch people out if they're not paying attention. The safety and fire settings have been reversed from previous versions of the Impact, i.e. what was safe is now fire, and what was fire is now safe. It's not a big issue, but just something to bear in mind. Now, final thoughts. These are expensive guns, and yes, there are people out there that are going to go, oh, it's just another Impact with a few little tweaks here and there to try and rip money off us. However, they come in at £1,843, I think is the recommended retail price. This is the first version of the Impact since my Mark 1 that I have genuinely fired on the range and out in the field and thought there is a marked improvement here. The consistency that the dual regulators provide result in accuracy that I just can't achieve with this Mark 1 that I own personally. So for me, it's actually got me thinking, do I sell that one to fund a new one? Obviously that's a good few years old now. I think it came out in 2015, 2016. So I've got my money's worth out of it. And this is the first one that I've kind of looked at and gone, you can see some thought and processes going in here. As I said earlier in the review, on the face of it, it's just an impact. However, when you start looking at these changes here and there and this bit, and everything then puts it out and sets it aside from the rest of its previous versions. So anyway, huge thank you to Sportsman's Gun Centre for allowing me to actually get this one in and to test. And obviously, if you want to start supporting your local businesses, ranges like this down at the gun room at Ivebridge are now open. Obviously, they've all got their own policies in. However, changes tomorrow. So anyway, less of me waffling. If you've got any questions, hopefully I've covered everything. But if you do have any questions, any comments, feel free to put them in the box below. I will be doing another video with this very soon. That will follow in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. And yeah, hopefully get some more content on its way. With lockdown, it's been a little bit difficult. With work, it's been almost impossible. However, we're back. That's the main thing. So anyway, guys, catch you later on. And yeah, see you on the next video.